Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a fight? I mean, one-on-one, unarmed combat between two human beings. Now, the smaller those individuals are, the faster they are, the better their reaction time, the better their defense, the better their stamina. But the bigger they are, the heavyweights of the world, the higher the chance that it's going to be an absolute catastrophe from a physical standpoint. And that is the purpose of today's video. Today I would like to show you a heavyweight fight between two 400 Elo chess players. When you think of the biggest heavyweights on the planet, think no stamina, throwing punches, desperately falling to the floor, exhausted. That's what I want you to think. Back and forth, bombing each other with haymakers. This game had it all. Buckle up, throw me up on the screen, watch me on the laptop as you do something in another tab, or just watch the screen, because let me tell you something right now, this game is going to be worth it. This is a game played between Anil from India, rated 486, and an honorary Grandmaster title, and Jamal, rated 426. This game was sent in to me by Jamal. Jamal, this was a heck of a game, brother. If you are watching this, this was spectacular. We got the eval bar, we got the clocks. Here we go. So the game actually started really well. It started d4, d5. Nobody's done anything dumb after one move. This is already an accomplishment. And if, by the way, if you're new to my content, I have a playlist here on YouTube called How to Lose at Chess, where I spotlight beginner games sent into me. I analyze them. You can actually learn quite a bit from them, but we also laugh, not at the player's intelligence. Chess has nothing to do with intelligence. We just laugh at the fact that chess is such a painful and fascinating endeavor. So white plays e3, already a slight inaccuracy. Why is it a slight inaccuracy? Because you block in your own bishop. You need to play c4 if you're gonna play d4. The d and c pawns are friends, then go the knights, and then you want to develop your bishops, but you don't want to preemptively block in your bishops early in the game. Black plays, see, fantastic. Black plays what we would call a reverse London, because this is a London, right? Well, things get, creative very quickly. Creative, of course, being the equivalent term that you would use for a toddler that did finger painting and told you that they made something and you have no idea what it is. So white plays the move g4. G4 on its own is not the dumbest idea in the world. You're trying to chase the bishop down, and then white follows it up with h4. Fascinating stuff. So clearly the idea of g4, h4 is to play the move h5, right? I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that white wants to go h5 and trap the bishop. Now, unbeknownst to Black misses that, right? Black is a principled individual and is just trying to develop pieces and is now completely lost because the move h5 traps the bishop, because this is the bishop's only safe move, and now the bishop is simply going to perish. So white plays g4, h4. Black misses the fact that white has h5, and white also misses the fact that white has h5. White tries to play f3. White tries to do it backwards. White's like, I don't even want to allow this because So white does this, and now black has an opportunity to prevent h5. You see, white overcomplicated things. White could have gone h5 attacking the bishop and then f3 attacking the bishop. Instead, they went, meh, I'm going to be so sneaky. But the move h5 just stops your threat now. Like, this is the thing. You got to think about what your opponent is going to do as well. Now, of course, black doesn't do that, and white wins a bishop. So already some instructional value here. When you play these moves in chess, like setup moves, like f3, you got to think about, well, what if my opponent doesn't allow me to play h5? What if they save their bishop now? So you need to play more forcing moves, like h5, which actually creates a threat. But okay, yeah, white is up a bishop. Fantastic. White is already winning. The only drawback of the white position is that you've put a lot of pawns forward, so your king might be a little exposed. And also, this is 400 Elo chess, so God help us, okay? This is the intro scene to a 2.5-hour movie. Not actually, this video is probably like 18 minutes long or something, but... So queen c2. Now, black continues developing, gives a check. Very natural follow-up. I would expect nothing less. White should block that with the knight or the bishop. Excellent. And now, I really like what black does here. Black doesn't just autopilot capture. Black goes back. I like that. Black is like, I'm down a bishop. I shouldn't trade. Or I don't know, maybe black just went, ooh, wee. wee, slingshot, pew, pew. So, yeah, bishop b4, and the bishop goes to d6. And now that's a check, and it's actually a very disruptive check because it's one of the rare checks where you would actually have to move your king. White doesn't see that at all, and black follows that up with not seeing it either. So that's good. But yes, we're just getting developed. Now, if I'm playing white here, I'm just going to keep marching forward. I'm going to use my space advantage, but white plays knight h3, and now black castles. All right, and white plays knight f4. What I don't like about the way that white is handling this position is white is not actually getting the king to safety. White should really be trying to castle, and preferably to the long side, because short side, you'd rather use these pawns to attack, and you've already made progress with them. Knight f4 also just straight up blunders a pawn. It blunders a pawn because, yes, white saw this, but every time a pawn moves in your head, you need to think about what it used to defend. Okay, so every time a piece or a pawn moves, you gotta go, what did it use to defend? It used to defend this. Boom. All right? So you also never want to end a calculation like this on your move. You will make this mistake. I guarantee you are making this chess mistake. When you calculate hypothetical things in chess, you end it on your turn. You have to end it on your opponent's turn. So in this position, you go, take, oh, I'm happy. No, because your opponent can do this. You stop thinking on behalf of your opponent, all right? That is a major mistake that you're making. That's how you prevent mistakes in chess. Queen d7. And now white plays g5. This is excellent stuff. I mean, Anil is playing like a grandmaster. He is really, really doing great things here. Black only has one move for the knight, and Jamal goes forward, and he loses the knight. So he is now down 2 pieces. He's down 5 points of material, and really 8 points according to Stockfish, because his position's really bad. Bishop d3, g6, and you might be wondering, Gotham, I'm 6 minutes and 55 seconds into this video. What is going on here? How is this going to turn into like a, well, yeah, you know, pay attention. So black plays e5. This is an excellent move. Desperate times call for desperate measures in chess. And when you are trying to make a comeback, you need to just open up the board. That's just the truth, especially when your opponent's king is on the other side. You got to open up the center, which is why I keep advocating for this, but you also want to avoid trading too many pieces, all right? Trading a pawn is not so bad. Now white kind of panics. White goes here, and black, of course, should play pawn takes d4. And actually, you see the eval, it goes from like +9 to +3. That's substantial. That's a decrease of 67%. That's really no joke. And after something like takes, it could go from bad to worse. Look at this. Black is winning despite being 2 pieces down. How is that possible? Because in chess, the 2 most important criteria to determine who has a better position is material and king safety. White is up by material, but guys, white's king is super weak. In fact, white's king is on the verge of getting mated. Look at this position. How did that happen, right? So you got to be super careful, right? Now black doesn't play. Black goes here. All right, black does not open up the center of the board to make a comeback, but he does find this. And as you might imagine, with the queen nearing the enemy king, oh, all right, I need a sip of iced coffee for this next part of the video. Run an ad, just run an advertisement. Here we go. All right, terrific. Queen g4, bishop e2, and suddenly the eval has gone from +9 to +0.99. All right, 99-cent store evaluation because the queen can infiltrate. Black, of course, instead takes the pawn. I don't blame him, but now white plays rook f1, and now here comes the queen, and the rook blocks. So I'm going to give you a useful piece of advice. Unless it's absolutely necessary, and or unless the alternative is really, really, really bad, you should not pin your pieces to your own king. It almost never is a good thing. Like, you just shouldn't do it. Even if it means walking the king 1 square, it's fine, because when you pin yourself, you invite bad things. And now bad things exist. Now, of course, in order to enable these bad things, black has to be thinking checks, captures, attacks. So check is not useful. Capture is useful because this is pinned, and when this moves, that clears out, and now here comes e3, and yeah, black is back in cruise control here. All right? So checks, captures, attacks, right? We have queen g3, rook f2. Black does not find that because it's a 400 elo game and goes here. I would imagine the idea of this move is to go here, but there is literally no difference between where you give a check on the first rank. Makes absolutely no difference. White plays knight g2. Black now gives a check. White plays bishop f1 and now gets pinned. And as you can see, black is making a massive comeback. All right. So here's kind of like that first stage of the two heavyweights fighting. White got a really big lead early, but got dropped with an uppercut, and now the fight is beginning. Now, what should White do here? Safeguard the king and get the king to safety. If White can just castle long, White's going to be okay. Bishop b4 attacks the rook in the corner. Black sees that. Effortless move, out of the way. And now the rook can even join the attack, put pressure on the pin piece. PP on the PP, if you will. Knight to d2. Now, Black is back. Rook e6, rook f6 is an equalizing maneuver, but Black plays queen g1, sneaking in on the first rank and attacking the rook. Now, everybody knows there is a saying in chess, okay? When your opponent is creating a threat to your position, the best thing to do is to panic and basically lose the game on the spot. All right? It's the best thing you can do. It sounds like someone's pouring something. It sounds like I have a leaky pipe in the house. You can't hear it, but I can. What White should have done here is just gone here and defended the rook, but that's hard to see, to move a knight, and that's not easy. I don't blame him. King e2. Now bishop takes f2. Black has won back a rook, and now Black is up 2 points of material, and Black is back in the game. Not just Black is back in the game. Remember, as I said, when your opponent is creating a threat onto your position, what you need to do is panic and lose the game basically immediately. It's now minus 14. It's minus 14 because Black follows this up with bishop takes e3, and now the game is all but lost. Knight takes d4 wins a queen. Bishop takes knight wins a knight. Queen f2, bishop d2, queen f1 will win the house. Boom, boom, boom. Surely it's over. No, there are 50 more moves in this game. From here, 50 more moves! I promised you an 18-minute video. I better speed it up. Knight to b3 by a miracle of God, defending against knight d4. Bishop f4. Black is up 6 points of material. Queen e3 is on the way. Queen h2 is on the way. e3 is on the way. White plays bishop h3. Now, you cannot take that rook. As I said, by a miracle of the chess gods, Black has found... But guess what? You actually can take the rook because the knight is guarding the fork. So this would be something we call simplifying. And now Black is just winning with the passed pawns. All right? Bring the rooks to the center and just avalanche the pawns forward. Bishop h3 played, and Black in this position, with many, many possibilities, queen e3, queen h2, picking up the bishop, blunders the queen in one move. And suddenly, it's game on, rook g1 on the board! It's +4! A devastating blunder! Anytime your queen is on the opponent's first rank, look out left to right. It's like when you cross the street. You don't look, you get hit by a car. Boom! Boom! However, material, shockingly, is equal. Folks, only 400 Elo chess players are capable of creating an apocalyptic environment on the chessboard and still coming out of it equal. White is down 4 pawns. White is down 4 pawns. Black has 7 pawns. That's 4 points. Oh my God. And White has a queen and Black has a rook. It's a rook and 4 pawns for a queen. That's 9-9. What the? What? Queen c5. Now, Black should just try to defend everything. Bishop d6, rook a2. Black plays rook a4. I don't like the move rook a4 because you're smushed. When you fight against the queen, everybody's got to be together and fighting and coordinated. For instance, this is just a fork, all right? This is just a good move now. This is also a fork. White plays rook g4, Black goes back, White also goes back, and now Black plays f5, all right? It's desperate times, call for desperate measures out here. The times are 5 minutes apiece. Black plays rook g5, and what does White do? Sorry, White plays rook g5, what does Black do? All right? What does Black do? You just move the pawn. You move it again. Oh my God, what is happening? The pawns are coming down the board. The knight is coming down the board. Somehow the queen, despite being the big bad wolf, the bully, is about to lose. Queen g1, top engine move! The only move in the position. Queen g1 is +6 because mate is coming. On g7, f3 check. Now, king moves up. Knight gives a check. As I said, desperate times, desperate measures, you gotta give checks. King d2, rook c4, and unfortunately, the end is near. Rook takes g7, king to f8, and there it is. What you needed to do here was you had to run to the corner. Instead, you ran to the middle, rook g8 check, king e7, the queen infiltrates. A beautiful display of technique here from White, who now lands the final blow, queen... Oh, never We have a pulse! Queen d7 was mate! Instead of that, white spent 20 seconds and played queen to f6, bishop e7, and now white sets up the mate again. White sets up the mate. Queen d7 and queen c8. That is insane that white saw it now, but not there. And folks, you may be asking yourself, why is an unstoppable checkmate minus 15? Checks, captures, attacks, boom! It's bishop b4 check! And the queen is gonna get taken, king c1. Discovered check! Oh my god. Discovered check. King d1 would have blundered knight e3 mate. But instead of that, the king goes here, and it's not the queen because you're pinned, but this discovered check, and now the queen is gonna get taken. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, and it's over. Black is now winning because of the overwhelming lead in material. All black has to do now, take the rook, push the pawns. E3, E2, it's over. E2 is literally mate. It is literally mate. The only way to stop this is this. You can sacrifice, you can make a queen. Oh my goodness, black did it. Oh, that might have not felt like 50 moves, but I was counting for both players. Bishop e6, and black plays rook to d4. Just kidding, hangs the rook in one move. Oh my god, when will it stop? When will it stop? Oh my god, oh my god. How did black find this? You just can't make this stuff up. You just cannot make this stuff up. Knight d4, oh my god. Rook h7, and now in this position, black finds rook e6, take. What on earth have these players created? It's rook and 2 pawns versus bishop and 5. E3, E2 is a forced queen. An absolutely forced queen. You can't play f2 because of this, but this is GG. Rook c7, that's it. E3. Game is over. You win the race. There is absolutely nothing to do because the promotion square is covered. Instead of thinking to promote these pawns, black thinks, I need to save my b-pawn. And now, it's not so clear, because after h6, e3, it still looks good. But after this, we both queen. You queen, I queen. Unfortunately, black pushes the wrong pawn. And white now plays this. Loses back the advantage right away. King e2 would have just, right, so you needed to do this. You needed to be light squares and dark squares together. Instead, we have this. And now king e2. And there it is, folks. There it is. And as you might imagine, there will now be no more plot twists. And black is simply going to lose this game. Oh, wait a minute. Discovered check. Very lucky. I think white just got lucky here, if I'm being totally honest. I think white absolutely blundered this rook. But never say never. All right. It is now mate in 5. Here we go. All right. White's taking all the pawns. Here comes the pawn. All right, you got 3 queens on the board. You got multiple mates. All right, stalemate. Oh, God. Almost stalemate. Almost. Only legal move. Oh, God. All right, ladder mate. Here we go. Boom, and there it is. Yep, queen h7. Quick. It's mate. It's mate in 1. It's mate like 75 million ways in 1. Okay. It took a while. 75 moves in total. It took 23 points of material at the end. What an absolutely ridiculous battle of 400 Elo players. That was so much fun. White out to a massive lead early. Black with a comeback. Black hangs the queen. White hangs mate in 1 and loses the queen right on the edge of victory. Black hangs the rook back. I got it. I'm done for the day. Get out of here.